Want to welcome everyone to the Crypto Kingdom. This is London. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts today. We're going to talk today specifically about Fibonacci's, guys, and how they can save you guys along with the chart patterns. We're going to go through the Fibonacci timing sequence, which I think is going to be really crucial as you guys look at the timing, the intervals. You want to know the timing of when we're going to experience a recovery. You want to know the timing in terms of when we're going to hit a bottom, right? We also want to know the timing when might we, start to ascend, when we'll hit that pivot and when we'll start to move to the upside. So we're going to cover that today. We're on TradingView, just so you guys know. We are on TradingView. We're on the Premium or the Pro edition of TradingView. You guys can download that, and it's a paid-for service. We appreciate you guys being live here with us, and we're going to just go through a critical update today. I want to talk about your strategy. I want to talk about how the Fibonacci time sequences, etc., are going to, and shout out, we appreciate you coming up, Pastel Mind, etc. You guys in the chats, light it up with questions, etc. Now, in terms of the Fibonacci timing sequence, guys, we're going to learn something today. I want to talk about how the chart patterns can save you. We're up against a trend line right now, guys. We're up against a trend in Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that. It's a technical, guys, a technical approach that you're going to get to in terms of literally a technical approach is to enter into a position. Literally, guys, the fundamentals of technical analysis is entering into a position once you break through a trend line. So this is a very important video. I hope you guys can watch, just settle in, and it's going to be a very, very dynamic video for you guys, as I believe, in terms of your strategy. Now, in terms of the Fibonacci timing, the timing intervals. Now, typically, anyone who deals with Fibonacci time zones, they're going to tell you that they're historically kind of, I'm going to say, difficult to operate. Okay, I'm going to lay them out today in a framework so that you can understand how they have operated thus far, what they can give us in terms of an indication, and how people already got faked out in, I'm going to say, based upon the fundamentals, guys, based upon Fibonacci, based upon the time sequences. We're going to go through the 2018 real quickly, the 2019. This is the 2000, I'd say the 2017 to 18. Okay, that original spike up to about 18,000. Then in 2019, what we've done on the Fibonacci time sequence, guys, take a look at this on the Fibonacci time sequence. If we take that tool, okay, it's a well-regarded technical tool. If we draw it from the peak in 2017 to the peak in 2019, I want you to see where it landed, okay, in 2020. Take a look at this, and guys, we are operating from peak to peak perfectly on the Fibonacci time zone. Guys, you see this? I'm going to go through the importance today of handling your technical chart formations, handling your patterns, handling, guys, these are contraindications in terms of where did this hit. Okay, we have 2017, look at this, 2019, then look at 2020, 2020, guys. It was a really phenomenal I'd say, episode that we've had here, and I'm going to say not 2021. Definitely, I'm looking through my glasses. 20 is 21. Definitely, it's 2021. Sorry, these shades sometimes. I do have it on because of the lights. It's okay. But I want to let you guys know the contraindication is from 2017. Okay, you have the peak around 18,000. Correct. We use that Fibonacci time tool. Correct. Yes. Then we have the 2019. A lot of this is by memory because I can't see exactly. So I'm impressed of getting any of this right. But as we look at the 2017, 2019, we are peak to peak clearly. Then as we draw that tool, guys, it's going to automatically generate the next time zones. Absolutely, the next time zone. And it's the 4th of January. That's right, when JP Morgan came out and said, we're never going to hit 40 again. You guys remember that? Everybody remembers that. So as we look at that, the 2000 and January 2020 is right there indicated by the Fibonacci time zones. Guys, anyone who was doing a Fibonacci time sequence in terms of, doing that analytics, essentially, guys, they were already saying, no, this is it. It's proven by the technicals. It's proven by Fibonacci time sequences. We're at the top. So I want to talk about that today. When your indicators fail, what do you use as a backup, right? What do you use as a backup? This literally, clearly, we just demonstrated, no, that was peak to peak to peak. Look at this, guys. I mean, a clear indication. Look at this in 2017, right on the peak, guys, right on the pivot. Let's go ahead and draw this up so you can take a look at how impressive this is. And guys, this is how it's so important to rely on your fundamental chart patterns, guys. Rely on those breakout, the confirmation, and the moves to the upside. Rely on the breakdowns to hit your stop losses, etc., guys. So as we look at the peak in 2017, boom, we start that time sequence. We draw it straight over to the peak in 2019. Correct? Yes, 2019. Then it extends perfectly over to the peak, guys. Look at this. The peak perfectly over in 2021. This peak was indicated as the top of the market. So when someone would come out and say, no, this was it, that was the end of the market, okay, JP Morgan, some big guys came out, and today, what's the big news? JP Morgan has officially become the first big bank to say, yes, we're going to give cryptocurrency funds to our clients. That is huge news, guys, huge news. So as part of that, I know that has hit the market. I know we're excited about that. I think that's a type of news news we continue. We're going to continue to need to generate some momentum in this market. I'm very excited about that. I wanted to bring up the Fibonacci time sequences because I've commented a few times on JP Morgan's decision in January saying, oh, no, this is about it. We're never going to hit 40 again. So to credit to them, I'm going to say credit to you guys because you're still in the market and you're still swinging at it. What would have saved you from this position here? Because we're talking about a lot of cross indications right now in the market. You're talking about, well, which indicators do we really need to look at? We're going to talk about a progression of the indicators today that are going to save you and essentially going to be your fallback. A lot of those, I'm going to say the majority, if not all of them, are going to be technical analysis. You guys know that. But the manner in which you can construct the past and you can apply it to the current to determine the future, guys, and in terms of a risk mitigation, etc., that is your game. That is your profit model right there. So we're excited to be able to bring this to you today. And just on the cusp of JP Morgan, I know we have a lot of people we even that watch these, and you guys are great traders. We appreciate you guys being in this space with us. And as we look at this, guys, it clearly indicated January in line with the previous peaks, and we're just doing a little bit of historical here into January. What would have saved us? Now, we could have cut it loose then. Bam. I'm always talking about timing the top, right? Timing the top. We're going to talk about timing the bottom as well, okay? A lot of people are just talking about the next move up to 30, if we're currently at 32,291. The next move, the next threshold is going to be at 33,000. We're going to talk about timing today, okay? The timing sequences and what strategy you need to deploy essentially to ensure that you are going to be ahead of the curve and you're going to have that two punch, right? That 1-2 punch, maybe you knock out of the jab and you're ready to just, either throw your hook or throw your uppercut, right? So that's what we want. We want that backup kind of sequence, that backup strategy to be able to hammer back into the market if we need to. So and we look at the real January real quickly, then we'll talk about this pour down zone. I want to talk about that in the context of what can beat that and where will it be indicated that we've reached a bottom. That's going to be the key indicator of what's our fallback if we're out of the way on the jab and we're ready to hit again. That's going to be the key lesson today. It's going to be the key focal. I think it's going to be a great lesson, for the entirety of us. I'm excited about bringing that to you. I'm London. This is Crypto Kingdom. We're excited to have you guys here. And let's look at this, guys. What would have saved you in January? Then we're going to talk about the current situation. What are the technical indicators telling you right now? And what is it going to be that you can plug in real quickly and go ahead and just force your way into the market and get those gains that you guys all want? So that's going to be really exciting. Now, we all know here, guys, what we run into. We ran into a beautiful bull flag. Absolutely, guys. We're never going to ignore one of those. We're just not going to ignore one of those, guys. It's going to be very difficult for us to ignore in spite of the Fibonacci's, right? Because that was the take, and I'll give credit to whoever said at the top, well, this, we believe, was the top of Bitcoin at around $40,000. They were all over CNBC, etc. And what happened? Well, we just decided to build a bull flag, right? So that was to all of your credit. I know a lot of you were involved in the market. Some of you have been around in Bitcoin for a while, right? We've been through a few bull flags, right? A few bull events. So that's been a lot of, that's been exciting. It's nice to have you guys as members here. We want to shout out to anyone who's been in the market since, what do you want to say, since 2000, guys, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, you guys have been around for a while. A lot of you, Angel, our top supporter in the top right, big shout out to Angel. Angel has been around since $7.50. He has been through a bull flag or two, right? He has definitely seen his share of market turnaround. So if we're talking about a market turnaround now, what is it going to require? That's going to be the key issue today, in spite of the technicals, I'll say, because the technicals here are indicated right here and in January that's it, guys. That's exactly what we're looking at. That's the market. Then we run into what? We fall back on our technical patterns, guys. So beautifully well done. We know we have bull room to go, right? We have profits right in front of us, and that was a nice move to the upside. I think that most of us were a part of that. It was a lot of fun. We've gone through the technical indicators in terms of what expressed the top heavily. If you guys need to review that, the last few streams, guys, we were all over the top in terms of this is the quit point. So now, in terms of the technicals, we're going to talk about what we've been relying on are different I don't want to say different versions, but everyone right now has 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different stories. We don't want to go through that. We don't want to represent just another variable in the context of what you're looking at in your holdings, guys, in your strategy and in your crypto space. We want to provide that backstop, that heavyweight kind of the bodyguard for, if we could, and at least the mindset, the technical mindset that you can jump in and deliver that 1-2 punch when you need to, immediately and on call. We are very heavily into that strategy of being able to deploy our resources immediately, okay, upon recognition of something that is truly bullish to this nature in around January of 2021. Okay, so that's what we're going to focus on today. That's what we want to build as a community. We want people who are ready to go at a moment's notice. Okay, and it's on the tail end of these last few days where we were able to, as a group here locally, we were able to call this right here. here. Okay, we were live in the back. We were able to call this point and prepare our members. If you guys would like to join us, you're welcome to join us, guys. It's real easy. Just hit the join button from a desktop, not your cell phone. You guys know that's not a plug. Just so you know, if you want to join, some people don't know. From a desktop, you'll need to join from a desktop. YouTube doesn't like cell phones. I don't know why. So in terms of that, we appreciate you guys here. I'll hit the like button because I appreciate you guys being here. I'll hit that for you guys. I appreciate it very much. I know you guys are trying to learn, and we're getting through this space together, and it's a nice space to be in. So as we look at this, I'll get to the live chat, see if we have any good questions. There we go. Mitchell, nice to have you here, Mitchell. Nice to have you. Lars is in the house. We love having Lars. I'm going to go ahead and just shout out to a few of these guys. You need to get to know these traders because they are phenomenal, guys. They are really, really phenomenal. It's just nice to see you guys here. Lars, it's great to have you. We had a huge morning. I have to tell you guys real quickly, a huge morning. There was an ICO this morning. It was a baby Doge. No one wants to trade baby Doge, right? What did the thing do? It went up like 10,000+%. Are you kidding me? I looked at the orders in last night. I was like, those orders are too low to execute. And I always, just so you guys know, I never trade ahead of you. I want you guys to know that, whether or not it's on Bitcoin, anything else, or any coin, guys. And I'm heavy into Bitcoin. I traded it all morning. We were live. I was giving different chart patterns, etc. to VIP. I never trade ahead of you guys. I want you guys to know that. I do not enter orders and say, hey, this would be a great one to get into. I do not do that. I did not do that with the ICO, and it is just and Angel is rocking through the house, guys. Angel is showing up strong. Very, very nice to have Angel. We just so appreciate, Angel, the fact that you are rocking through. And let me go ahead and turn up some desktop audio because that's important. Angel is just the key contributor here, and we are talking about Fibonacci indicators right now. We're talking about all kinds of great stuff. Great. I mean, this is going to be a great stream. I know it is already in terms of talking about the indicators, which literally faked out. They faked out Wall Street, guys. Okay, and in January they got faked out. So if you're getting faked out and you get a single wrong move in the market, understand you're competing against people. I'll say one good thing: you're competing against people who already got faked out. That's one good thing. Instead of, well, we have to compete against Wall Street. They got faked out in January, didn't they? They did. So that's one good thing. What would you guys say as JP Morgan steps into the forefront today and says, well, we're going to now allow all of our clients to invest in Bitcoin. And Angel's been around since $7. Since $7 he's been around, right? So as we look at this, guys, understand, and Angel, we love you, brother. Keep lighting that up, guys. As JP Morgan enters the space today in Bitcoin and says, well, now we're going to allow our clients, our wealth management clients, to go ahead and invest. You know what? Angel didn't need that approval. We didn't need that approval like before, right? We're already ahead of the curve in terms of their wealth management clients. So what I'll say is, when you have to compete against those traders, understand Angel's a great trader. He is a phenomenal trader, and it's been exciting to see how successful he's been the last week, 2 weeks. He's just been tearing it up, guys. But you're you're in a space. Everybody got faked out here, guys. They went on live CNBC TV. Who was holding during this time and made it up? Angel. Guys, we looked at the bull flag. It was us. We were still in it. So while they, understand, while the competition is there, a lot of them are they don't understand the Fibonacci's. They don't understand, guys, the chart formations. You guys are ahead of the guys who are getting faked out. That should give you guys some confidence in the market, and I hope it does give some confidence. I know as Angel continues to support you guys as a community, that those are the issues that are going to continue to give you some confidence as well. So that's very, very fantastic. And what I'm going to say here, I'm going to add him with a wrench in the room just in case he needs it. Let's go through this Fibonacci time sequence again so you understand very quickly, amidst any kind of a flash or a pizzazz what we have going on. I want you to understand the technicals of this discussion. Extremely important, guys. Look at your screen. Okay, look at the chart. What I have drawn on here is a Fibonacci time zone. Okay, the Fibonacci time zone is what? It is a tool which will do what? It will allow you to forecast. Look at this, the Fibonacci time. Okay, look at this, guys. The time sequence allows you to forecast literally down to the interval exactly what the periodic nature is of the moves. And normally it goes pivot to pivot. So look at this, the pivot in 2017, the pivot, the peak, okay, and that was around 18,000. The peak in 2017, the peak in 2019, and around 13.89. Okay, so we have the peak to peak. The next peak indicated by the Fibonacci time zone was in January. Look at this; it literally matches up perfectly with that peak. So while they got faked out, what did we have? We had our chart patterns, guys. We had our technical analysis. We have our heavy, 24/7 around the world kind of VIP now. Literally, that's thrown into and hammering different chart formations. Everything we can sink our teeth into. This is the fallback. Your technical analysis is the fallback when indicators will contradict, guys. guys, when the rest of Wall Street or whoever your competition is looking at, well, this is the time, this is exactly on point, I know this is the take, we keep going, we go that extra mile. That's what I'm talking about today in terms of when you have an indicator that is so solidly relied upon like a Fibonacci time zone, guys, when we stretch that into the overall picture, we need to have that backup. So that's what today is about, the backup. And we want to be able to adjust, guys, just like on this, we want to be able to adjust throughout the entirety of the past in terms of calling the peaks and this and say, no, there's more room to go. We want to be able to adjust, and we also want to be able to forecast the bottom, right? We want to be able to, and a big part of that, and the big lesson today is we want to be able to re-engage immediately upon indication. Okay, upon indication, we do not want to miss out on profits. You guys know that. We had a profitable morning with the new ICO, very exciting. I know you guys executed positive trades. Not sure where you guys got in. It's not just, this is a perfect example, it's not just what you want to invest in, it's at what price. Absolutely. Today was a huge example of that with Baby Doge. You guys know that. It went up 10,000%. Hello, on Gate Exchange, it went up 10,000%. You wanted to invest at what price? You guys understand now. And guys, if you're looking at Gate Exchange is the exchange that Baby Doge went up 10,000%. 10,000%, guys. $100 turned into $10,000. Okay, so that's how the math works. I have pinned to the top right now Gate Exchange. If you guys want to look at that, go ahead and look at that pinned tweet. And we just definitely appreciate Angel, you being here, brother. It's always nice. It's better when you're here. You know that much. So you guys look at that Gate Exchange and just shared with a member of the Coast Guard. Shout out to all U.S. military, all Coast Guard. We appreciate your service. He's loud and proud. He's right here, and he just signed up on Gate right now. And I know it's going to be phenomenal for him. I share it with a lot of confidence because we've had so much success with it. Now, what we're going to look at now, we looked at the Fibonacci time sequences. Nice demonstration. You guys have to say it's a nice demonstration. Yeah, the fake out was there. It's kind of built into the programming. A lot of the things on the program, they help us, and sometimes sometimes there's contraindications. We went through so many different time frame analytics this morning as a group. Guys, there's 21 different time frames. Is all of this intended to assist us? I'm going to tell you of the 21 time frames, there are so many contraindications. We could spend all day going through those. You find the one that's the most stable for you. You find the one that most accurately represents your trading demeanor, okay, your activity in the market. Are you down to the second? Are you flash trading? Are you on a 5 minute? Are you on maybe the 10 minute, let's say 15 minute or the hour? Are you kind of relaxed? How much time do you have to be in front of your control program, right? Your exchange control program. I'm just going to say that, which is essentially either Gate, maybe Coinbase Pro, whatever you're involved in. And we have enjoyed Gate because Binance was shutting down. I don't think Coinbase or Coinbase Pro has the level of sophistication. So there's been some nuances. We want our stop loss orders. We want the trigger trades. We want those, that level of sophistication. So while we're in this discussion of the indicators, not maybe always being in your best interest, guys. Look, you know how much you would have missed out on here. This was a big move to the upside. Let's just remind ourselves that was a big move, guys. That was about a 55+% move that people would have missed out on. That's a huge move in terms of big capital that would have been involved in Bitcoin. So as we look at that, I have indicated this today, this red kind of slide zone, guys. It is a red slide zone that essentially, guys, we are involved in. Okay, whether or not we want to admit that or not, but I'm going to bring it up in the context that a lot of times these indicators can provide us with contraindications. Okay, so we want to balance that, just like in January when this was indicated in terms of the peak here, clearly indicated by the Fibonacci time zone, right from the peak to peak to peak. You guys got that 2017, 2019, and then this peak in January, which is clearly indicated. That was it, guys. That was all we were going to have, right? So we knew better because of the bull flag. Now, right now, those chart patterns are telling us one thing. This is the nuance. This is the twist that we have now. Because whereas before we had an overall indication in terms of timing, then we had a chart pattern that was telling us something different. I'm starting to hear from people that what they're interested now is investing in Bitcoin. And I'm going to tell you guys, from the street to the church to the families, to my friends, to people I sit down with, people are getting excited about investing in Bitcoin. That is great news, guys. The market seems to be turning around. It's gaining interest. We're excited about that. I think it's an excellent time for me personally, to invest in Bitcoin. But I also believe that the VIP way of being is heavy reserve cash ready to pound in at lower levels, right? That's the VIP way to be. And that's our top level of membership, you guys. guys know that. But I do believe it's a good time to invest in Bitcoin. That's just me. That's how I feel. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm hearing from people. So it's exciting to hear that, and I'm excited to say that because that's the sentiment on the street, and we're getting we're getting that back, which is nice. I mean, the more we can get that back, guys, it's just exciting to hear that. And you have to understand. I know you're experiencing that as well too. I mean, you're talking to people like, well, what price is it? And it's nice because everyone now listen, guys. I always say it's not when you want to invest in something. Literally all the time, people say, well, they're convinced it's going to go up, etc. The key question is not what you want to invest in, but at what price. Now we're watching the residual of the public potentially who hasn't been involved in Bitcoin. They're starting to peek around the corner and say, wait, now what is the price? Is it a good time to get in? It's demonstrating to the community, to you guys, exactly this fact I've been discussing, guys, that it's not just what you want to invest in. You can invest in the best investment in the world. If you buy it high, you buy it the wrong price, it's not a good investment. You guys know that. I mean, we don't ride on the coattails of the goodwill and the namesake value, prestige of holding something. If it's at too high of a price, we don't want it, guys. So in terms of that, we're seeing that public dynamic work out into the space. And now what we have, wherein in January, we had this kind of saving grace of the chart formation, right, that picked up behind the Fibonacci time zone. Clear indicator, it was the top, guys. Clear indicator on that pivot, it was the top, right? Okay, we went through that earlier. Now, we had the chart to save us. Now, the chart formation, the technical pattern formation, the bull flag formation, yeah, we had that to save us. Now we are in a mix where it seems like the chart formations are against us. And I'm going to bring that up because we're kind of at an inverse protocol right now. Sentiment is starting to gain traction a little bit, and not the hype that you guys are hearing on YouTube, not the let's scream and dance, let's have, no, guys, the sentiment is changing, okay? From JP Morgan to saying to their wealth clients, that's a big move, guys. That's a big move today. So, and I have brought up this analysis because in January, they did say right here, and they were quick to get on. Guys, if you don't think they do technical analysis, they were quick to get on in January. Absolutely. If you guys remember that at 41,000 or so, and they said, well, we do not believe it's going to go over 40,000 again. Okay, well, I understand exactly why, and now you do too, exactly how that Fibonacci timing sequence. You guys got the interval, and yeah, go ahead and go on CNBC. Go ahead and say that. We can back it up with technicals. Well, and then they got run the course, guys, with a nice bull flag. Now we are in a dynamic where what we're seeing in terms of the chart formation is very negative. Okay, whereas the chart formation last time saved us, guys, we're in a sentiment now, or we're looking at chart formations which are very negative. However, the reverse could happen, something along the lines of January. We just had JP Morgan swinging the tables, okay, whereas they were stepping away in January. Guys, it's one of the top banks. It's the first big bank to go ahead and give the hats off to Bitcoin, guys. It's a big deal today, believe it or not. That's a big deal. That's not hype. That's the truth. First big bank to really roll into it with their wealth clients. That's just phenomenal news. We're excited. Now, in terms of what that will generate, I'm going to say right off the top here, this was when JP Morgan, the big bank, was right on TV, CNBC. Well, this is it. We're flying. Technicals indicated it, right? But then the market had more to say, right? The market definitely had more to say. I think all the major players, institutionally had a lot more to say. Now we're in an indication, and we'll just bring this up on Newsday, where JP Morgan is saying, well, now we're going to let our clients into it. Oh, really? Huh? Now you were off the ship here. Now you're back on the ship here. Okay. In the same kind of time, I'd say the same kind of zone in terms of price indications, which is somewhat interesting. What I will say is that we have, hey there, Mary, and nice to see you. Nice to see all you VIPs. Great to see you guys. We're just excited about this JP Morgan news. I'm excited about the fact they were off the bus in January. Now they're on the bus, guys. They are on the bus, and they're on with all their wealth management clients, et cetera. We actually have members in VIP, our top level membership, former analysts from JP Morgan, cool people. You have no idea, just like totally cool, like what's up, like of the earth kind of cool people, and very sophisticated, very smart people. But what I'll say is that news today, I mean, guys, it represents the type of news and the type of event which could turn this market around early. Okay, so when I talk about the ability to respond quickly to the market, how are you able to engage? Let's say, for instance, I bring up the January situation, not to omit the technicals right now, but to focus on something extremely important right now, guys. As you look at the ability to respond to negative price action, which conforms to a technical chart pattern, along with this confirmation, clear confirmation. You see that after the breakout, previous resistance turning into the support and move, bam, to the upside. As you see that technical pattern develop, guys, you had to be able to respond quickly. Of course, you did not want to ride this down. You just did not want to. Okay, it was indicated, guys, from the peak there. We've just been over that, but guys, you did not want to ride down 25% in your portfolio. I'll tell you, you didn't want to, especially if you could pick it up. Guys, if you could pick it up, I mean, at a lower price, that's the key. You could have picked it up at a lower price than when you sold it if you were paying attention to the technicals. So that's why we're really excited at the Crypto Kingdom. I'm London. Welcome you all of you. And what we have now, we have chart patterns. Everyone's discussing the different chart patterns, different levels, different this and that. We have news, guys, with JP Morgan. The news is the type of institutional news which could turn this market around. And I'm just on the record as saying that, because if we continue to get news like that and it starts to power in, you guys better be ready to be able to inject your cash. I'm gonna tell you that. If you don't, you don't want to, get on the tail end of a rebound, of a reversal. You don't want that. So while I'm not saying that's the moment right here to do it, guys, there are a lot of indicators right now that are expressively very positive in terms of us achieving a pivot, achieving a reversal. Okay, on the daily RSI, you guys know how low we've been. Now, we've been lower. We've been lower in 2017. We've been lower in 2019. Okay, in 2017, we got to, well, let's look exactly how low on the RSI we got, guys. It's low. Just so you know, we got low, guys. I'm going to say we got in around, what was it, in around 10, guys. We got in at around 10 on the RSI, relative strength index. That indicates how oversold they were. Okay, the price was determined to go up at that, guys. Anything over 30, or I'm sorry, under 30, but in a bear market, anything under 20. That's a caveat. In the bear market, anything under 20. Right now, we're right along that line. I'm going to discuss that in a moment. But that's in 2017. We got down to 10. Appreciate that, Angel. You are so great, brother. So in 2000, guys, understand, in 2000, okay, in 2017, we got down to 10 on the RSI. Hello, 2017, we got down to 10. Now, understand, anything under 30 is supposed to be bullish, right? Absolutely. So we got down to 10, though. Whoa, that's low. That is really low. It's below the 20 threshold we want to see during a retracement. 20 is the threshold. I'm not making that up. That's not an idea. 20 is the threshold amidst a retracement, just so you know, and you can power that home. Up here, guys, you do the research. Our group has. We know that 20 is the threshold. Now, we'll talk about how close we are to that right now, but in 2017, it got down to 10. Now, in 2000, I'm going to say in 2000, this is on the reversals here, in 2020, okay, in 2020, you guys know the big fallout we had in 2020 in March, correct? We got down to about in between, I'd say 12, about 15, guys. So we went 10 in 2017. In 2018, the peak was in 2017. The retracement, the bottom, that pivot with the low RSI was 10 on the RSI. That was in 2018. Then we have the peak, guys. You know the peak in 2019. Two peaks, 2017, 19, and guys, 21. So as we look at that next low on the RSI, just think 10. Okay, it was down to 10. Then it was down to 10. Then it was down to 15. Pardon. Now, guys, we're at that threshold, and I'm just going to bring this up because this is crucial. We have almost met this. We have almost gotten down to 20. I'm just going to tell you guys, we've almost gotten down there. We've gotten down to like 22, 23 on the RSI. That's on the daily. All right, so you're going to want to zoom that out. We want under 20. I'm going to say it's technically almost required, but it's, guys, it's just at that nuanced level. I'm going to tell you that I really believe the guys that are looking at this institutionally, they're going to say, you know what, it's at 22. This is close. Those are the types of things that may begin to make a difference when institutions are looking at this, determining the relative strength of the market right now. They may start to look at this and say, well, you know what, it's at 22. I know it's supposed to be at 20. It's supposed to be under 20 in a retracement, guys. That's technical analysis, guys. That is literally by the book. I'm going to tell you the books they got on the shelf. Wait, I got it right here, guys. Under 20, literally on the RSI, is going to be when they're going to determine and say, hey, we're maybe ready to roll on this one, right? So as we look at that, just understand we're so close. We're at 22 on the RSI within this consolidation period. Hugely important, guys. Hugely important as we determine the ability of us to rebound at all. Now, guys, we're always prepared for lower levels, always ready for lower levels. However, we do not want to be surprised. I'm going to tell you this. We will not be surprised by another news event that comes out, guys. And now it's not just JP Morgan with the institutional investment, et cetera, et cetera. Just understand, we just came off the tail end of understanding that SpaceX has holdings in Bitcoin. Hello. SpaceX now has holdings. There is enough cash to flow into this market to rebound this market. I will tell you that from corporate America to the people on the streets, guys, there's enough interest, okay, as people are looking at these newer, lower levels, and I'm getting it everywhere I go, guys. I'm getting it literally. I'm going to tell you guys, literally, honestly, okay, when I talk about what I do, I'm getting a positive sentiment about Bitcoin, literally probably, what do I say, 7 out of 10? Honest, 7 out of 10. I'm having to almost talk with people and say, well, understand it could go lower, and it's not financial advice. 7 out of 10 people that I talk to are interested in getting involved in Bitcoin, guys. That's a big market shift, guys. Now, everyone wanted to be involved in it on the way up, but the people who weren't are now looking at it as a value play. That is, guys, that's hugely important. The fact that JP Morgan has gone ahead and said, yes, our institutional clients. That was big news. It broke, guys. I think today that broke. So congratulations to all of the wealth. I'm just going to say, would I ever say this? Probably not, but I'm going to say it, guys. Congratulations to the wealth management clients of JP Morgan. Hats off to you. We're really glad to welcome you to the group. And I think we're sophisticated enough that we can say that. It's very nice to be able to why don't we welcome people like that? Why don't we welcome formally SpaceX and say, we're really excited, SpaceX, that you probably see a here and beyond vision of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Is this not good stuff? Think about this, guys. This is good stuff. This is not hype. This is not, let's sit around and just get excited for nothing. These are good things, guys. Wealth management division, first big bank to go ahead and power through. And I did talk about how they got faked out today. A little bit of credit to them on this Fibonacci timing sequence. That Fibonacci timing sequence, as you guys know, if we roll that back in time, it is just, guys, they got faked out in this January comment they made. I'm going to tell you, from the peak to peak, as we draw that Fibonacci timing sequence, you see that, and it was just peak to peak to peak. That's what they got on live, and they were on CNBC like, well, we don't believe it's going to go any higher. Hey, if that were the circumstance, that strong of an indication, I mean, can you blame them? They're a market leader. They are the big bank. I'm just glad they're back in right now, guys. I am glad. Now they're in. Their wealth management division is in. Guys, we're getting towards the point where you're going to have enough capital. Think about this. The market requires capitalization. It requires funding. That is what increases the value of your holdings. Truth. Okay, so as we look at this, the wealth management division of JP Morgan has some cash, guys. They have cash to be able to inject in this. Now, the question is going to be, are they comfortable at these prices, or are they like a lot of the VIPs? Not like most of the people I'm meeting, the 7 out of 10 right now, literally. And I talk to a lot of people, guys. I talk to a lot of people, okay? And they're, most of the 7 out of 10 are expressing to me, well, they think it's kind of a time maybe they should get into Bitcoin. Had an interesting discussion today. Oh my gosh, guys, this morning, had a very interesting discussion with one of the primary wealth management kind of specialist guys, very, very big hitter, just so you know, with a lot of information about the market. And I'm just going to tell you, very interesting discussion, guys. Not insider information, but just think, guys, when I say I'm talking with someone important, it's not just, well, I know a stockbroker. Right? No, guys, I'm talking, I am blessed to know some people that are on a high rung. I'm maybe more blessed I know I am to know you guys, because I interact with you all the time. But as I say that, big time wealth manager, guys, big time wealth manager talking about, the value in the market right now. Where's the value in the market? And guys, I'm going to tell you, it's an interesting time to be in the market with the development of the corporate news and the facilitation of increased investment here. And what we don't want to do is either miss the boat, I'm going to say this, on the way down to where we definitely have backup reserve capital. We do not want to miss this boat on the way down, okay? Because, we definitely don't want to miss it on the way up. We're going to be looking constantly at the 21 time frames plus, guys. We'll differentiate that. And just like we called this the other night, and guys, I want you to know, as a matter of fact, when I tell you something, guys, you can take it, if you need to take it to the bank afterwards, if you decided to take it as financial advice, I wouldn't, it's not, but you can take that to the bank in terms of, I definitely did say that, just an expression, I would say that. So as we look at this, I do want to walk you through real quickly, like what told me to tell the group that, like, guys, you have something kind of interesting here. We need to look at this. Okay, we could move up, right? Because we don't want to miss those moves up. Okay, so we're on the micro. I'm telling you guys. I mean, it's not like splitting hairs, but I'm going to tell you, we had dropped down, and was the drop down to about 29,509. Correct. Okay, we were breached down in a mean kind of way. Now, I literally shared this with the group, and I want you guys to know, as a matter of fact, I literally sent this chart into the VIP, and I said, guys in the back, I want you to look at this. Okay, and they know, all of them, they know, absolutely. I drew this ascending triangle right here, just right there. And what turned around the entirety of the situation? Boom, right there. So it is literally on the fly, guys. We have to be that plugged in. And I'm just going to tell you, in January, did you guys catch that? Were you able to look at that ascending triangle that I sent over to the VIP, to the backroom chat, the exclusive restricted zone? Look, guys, I sent this ascending triangle. That is a very bullish formation, guys. Extremely bullish formation. It can set the base. It can set the foundation. It can act as a reversal. So bam, we hit that. Now, in terms of that, there was discussion, generalized discussion. Was it a bear flag? And I also presented, I thought, the worst looking bear flag I possibly could have delivered to anybody. I said, well, what do you guys think? And, I didn't get any feedback on it. So I know most of them got in on this. So that's fine. But as we look at this, not tongue in cheek, just like, sometimes I'll say, what do you guys think about this chart pattern? We try and have some fun because we're constantly involved in things. So as we look at that bottom formation, it can serve as the reversal. I'm just going to say, if that small, nuanced, ascending triangle serves as a reversal for this market, it would be phenomenal, guys. If that little nuanced, think of that, guys, one small nuance, could it? You know what, guys? If I'm just going to tell you, if there is a lot of firepower, and it's going to require some firepower. You talk about SpaceX, JP Morgan. If there is a firepower incentive kind of immediately to deploy into this market, guys, would I expect it? Would I say it's probable? More likely than 50%? I would not say that it's probable right now, but I'm going to bring it up couched in the terminology, or with the expressed indications that we saw in January, that this was, this was enough of an indication in terms of the Fibonacci time sequence, guys, that peak to peak, I'm talking about 2017, the peak, to 2019, to the peak, completely perfectly measured, guys, to the peak in January. Do you guys see that? Just the 1, 2, 3, right on the pivots on the top. So this was perfectly expressed right here, guys. And it was time to quit, go home. No, they were all over CNBC. It's never going to get this high again. You guys remember that in January? That was, can you believe that was January, huh? January. Wow, we've been through a lot of trading since then, huh? We have had a blast. You have made some money. You guys have done well. So as we look at the reversal here, I want to bring up the fact now, why did I mention that? Because the probabilities here that we had reached the top, understand this, please plug into this, guys. The probability that we had reached the top in January, based on the information, it was probable enough. You had the big banks getting on, and literally they do their diagnostics. You think they sleep through? They don't sleep through through their technical analysis. They're very involved in that. That Fibonacci timing sequence was perfectly measured on that, to where they thought it was probable enough. They'd done the research to say that yes, it appears that yes, we can confirm this. We're going to go through with this. We're going to get in front of the public and say yes, this is most likely the top. So that was probable then, that this was the top back in January. So when we talk about what's probable right now, I want us to be prepared down to the nuance level, guys, down to the 5-minute time frame. Understand, down to the 5-minute time frame. Yes, I want us to be prepared down to the 5-minute time frame for a potential reversal. Now, we are this prepared on top. Understand, if you guys can understand this, we're prepared on top at each and every move for a bearish indicator. It's not that we're just, definitely going to plug and play and let's just charge all the batteries in the direction of the bulls and everybody just load up and let's get in. No, guys. What I'm talking about is the fact here that we're constantly looking for indications of a reversal, even this small. You say, well, why that small? You're on the 5-minute time frame. The 5-minute time frame that did what? with a 5-minute time frame that I expressed to VIPs in the back. You guys pick up this. You look at this versus even if you compare it out, we have this versus a potential a potential bear flag. Now, what I would say in terms of a bear flag, you guys know a bear flag essentially is going to want to slant. Okay, it's going to want to run against the trend. You guys know that it's going to want to cut against the trend, guys. In terms of the bear flag, it's going to want to cut against the trend. Was it indicated? I think potentially. However, what I was looking for was an indication that, well, yeah, but you don't normally set up at the end of a bear flag an ascending triangle. All right, so that's a contraindicated move. So in terms of the probabilities, I would say right now we're up against a trend line. You guys, everyone knows that we're up against a trend line. And what would I say? Is it probable that we would completely reverse course? That why? I'm going to ask this: why is SpaceX right now divulging that they are involved in the market? Why in Bitcoin? Why are they holding conferences with the powers that be, in terms of the corporates? Why are the big banks all of a sudden, the big banks like JP Morgan, the first big bank, going ahead and saying, yes, we're going to supply the crypto fund opportunities to our wealth management division with JP Morgan? They have some interest right now at this level. This is why I'm talking about the probability right now. It's being gauged by not just the public but by institutions. As we're seeing this turn around, it just seems like a dynamic time to be involved in the market. I'm very excited to be involved with you guys. I am going to talk about the technicals. I'm going to talk about the technicals in terms of what we're involved in right now, which is, guys, it's going to be a descending triangle. Very difficult to beat. You guys know that. Now, I'll tell you what's also difficult to beat. You guys know this. What's difficult to beat? Fibonacci time zone. Okay, it's not easy to beat that. Do you think if it were easy to beat that, they wouldn't have gotten on TV in January and said, well, this is it. I guarantee this is it. It's not going to 40 again. I think the board of directors, someone from the board, chairman, CEO, president of JP Morgan, got on and said, no, this is it. He had it clearly indicated, and you guys probably haven't realized this, but it clearly indicated Fibonacci time zone in and around the peak. That was it. So, that was the probability at the time. So as we look at this, guys, we're fighting this. We're going to fight this battle out. I'm just going to tell you, in terms of this, in different time frames, I don't want them to trip you up. I want you to understand in the aggregate that if you can internalize the different chart patterns on the different time frames, if you can have a mental image kind of and know down to here exactly where that time frame sits vis-a-vis or correlated or negatively correlated in terms of the chart pattern that you're presenting, okay, on a different time frame. You don't have to look at all 21 time frames. What time frame do you operate on? Do you trade on the 5 minute? Do you trade on the 1 second? We did a lot of work today booking positive trades, and so excited for all you who book positive trades on that ICO. Way to go. 10,000%, excuse me. I want to know who sought that lower price and who got picked up. We were discussing that, Lars. I know you traded that today. A lot of you traded that today. 10,000% on Gate. You guys look up the information. I don't even want to talk about it. Look up the information. I want to hear in the back rooms what your results were. I did not front load that trade, so that you guys know. I did not front load the trade because I am involved with you guys in terms of bringing information to you. So I did not front load that trade. I do not front load trades. That is not what I'm here to do. You guys understand that. I took cash, put it into Gate, and hammered through Gate, the Gate exchange, which is pinned at the top of the deal here. And you guys understand, I did that to test Gate out for you. I want to know the nuances of it. I want to be able to hammer into it. It's a phenomenal exchange. I think you guys will really appreciate it. But I want you guys to understand the credibility level there. I am not front loading anything on you guys. So I traded a little bit as it going up and this and that, a couple little within 2 minutes, but just kind of momentum trades, no big deal. Here, float along here, float along here. And then it was, it just boom. We got 2 positive trades. What a great way to wake up. I know you guys had a good morning waking up to those positive trades. And after that, we started just hammering into a bunch of different trades, hitting Bitcoin back and forth. I had one negative trade, not by much, but one negative trade. When you get distracted, I can't stand that, huh? So I was like 3 for 4, 4 for 5, something. I was like, man, and that is for me. I was like, yes, how? Someone walk up to me and I'm like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm trading. This is me. I'm trying to trade. And I'm trying to be nice and everything else. Like, that's great. That's great. It's really nice to have you here. And someone had traveled in from out of town, so I'm just like, that's phenomenal. That's really excellent. I'm glad you both enjoyed the trip. And I'm like, so sometimes you have to go with that next level of decorum or whatever in life will jump ahead of a trade, and you guys can understand the humor in that. I was just like, and then afterwards I was like, man, I just I didn't have my positive trade. I wanted to go 4 for 4 or 5 for 5, whatever it was. So I'm glad that you guys are trading well. You guys, you are the most dynamic group of traders that I know. You guys understand that? You just are. So it's because we have this balanced approach. We have this, we have these types of indicators that I don't think other people understand in terms of you can actually, draw out Fibonacci time zones to indicate pivots. We do that frequently. This one surprised. The fallback is always going to be the remainder of the story. When we talk about confirmation, okay, confirmation is not always just a breakthrough, let's say a resistance, and using that as a previous resistance as a support, and moving to the upside. That's not necessarily just what confirmation is. Literally the visual that you get, the visual that you're going to get. That's not what it is. Confirmation is an entirety of an understanding of the indicators. It's the RSI, the MACD, it's your volume, it's your, time frame, it's your velocity, it's your your channeling, it's everything, guys. It's your bid, your ask, your balance on the market. It's the whole deal. When you look at confirmation, we need confirmation to get into that. It is the entirety of all the indicators you can bring into the market and say, yes, we have confirmation, and bam, you hit that button, right? And you need to hit that button for two things, right? And I learned this from Angel, big supporter, love it. What did Angel tell us? Well, you got to hit that button, and he agrees with, you have to hit it to buy. You also have to hit that button to sell. Guys, so engaging in profit, that's what we focus on. We are not getting we are not getting rewards for diamond hands here, guys. We're just not. To the extent we can hit a trajectory. I am excited for that possibility. We are ready to deploy as a group, and you guys need to be, as traders, I'm just going to say, because I don't want you to miss out if it does go up, ready to deploy into a bull market at any point in time, into a reversal at any point in time. We just ran into a nuance at the bottom. You guys know we covered that into an ascending triangle. Now, one on the aggregate, a macro ascending triangle would be beautiful. If we were to run into an ascending triangle, we would, this would be, this would be essentially a very, very exciting time. Although the market likes to surprise us. You guys know that. It always likes to surprise us. So that's why we're always checking the confirmations. We're always checking the additional indicators from the MACD to RSI to the volume to the velocity of the moves. Guys, that is the nature from the time frame, the Fibonacci time sequences, to whatever you want to. There's a lot of more. I don't want to get too complicated. I think those are the ones that are the most well respected. Scaling in, scaling out. As we look at, whether or not you're using your extensions, you're using your Fibonacci pricing targets. One thing I'll bring up, and I think we should discuss it, as JP Morgan and SpaceX are involved, okay, they're telling us definitely that SpaceX, they have holdings, right? They do. They have holdings. Okay, that was confirmed yesterday, and just really excited for the group to get together like that. The group that's pushing Bitcoin to the community like that. That big talk with Elon happened yesterday with Jack Dorsey. That happened yesterday, talking about the evolution. I've been talking about the super cycle. You guys understand the super cycle? I've been talking about that not just on a price line, but also in terms of the evolution. You guys know I've been talking about that in terms of the super cycle. What does that mean? The super cycle is, guys, it's founded, if you look at the primary books in terms of pricing, in terms of the market, they discuss the super cycle as getting out of the dark ages. They literally do a socio kind of dynamic look at humanity and the development of humanity. Okay, so I've been discussing that in the framework of cryptocurrency, of the space that we're investing in. And that's, you saw the shirt on Elon. Okay, whether or not you like him or don't like him, that's that evolutionary, the super cycle that we're anticipating this overall on the aggregate that this space could be, that crypto could be. Okay, so you saw that shirt. You understand what I've been discussing that here and there. Now you see, yes, okay, this is the super cycle approach. It's out of the dark ages of paper money, okay? And as we have ETFs, we have electronic fund transfer, or EFTs, I'd say. However your bank wants to do it, designated. I don't want to designate it for you. How about that? I'll intentionally try and let you guys go deal with that on your bank. But that's the evolutionary front of a super cycle. That's what we look at. So when you see SpaceX that is involved, not just here, it's not just the wheel, right? We're going to invent the wheel. No, we're talking about like interplanetary, multiplanetary species development that is involved around, cryptocurrency. Now, I don't need to, if I water it down, I can make it less exciting. But if I talk about the absolute facts of it, guys, that's where we're at. We have a man at the forefront, men at the forefront for Bezos, etc. And we have Branson, Bezos, we have Musk. Just understand, guys, that you talk about the evolution of money, and these corporations literally are holding and potentially looking to heavily use these guys use these cryptocurrencies. It's not a hype event. It's literally something we would be remiss. We would be in the dark ages if we're just floundering around, not even talking about those issues. So that's very important for us to understand that dynamic, and I appreciate you guys being here very much. Let's talk about, we talked about how the chart formation here saved us here, and we'll go for a little bit longer today, and then we'll let everybody kind of relax. But as we look at this, guys, this chart formation saved us, okay, in January from this Fibonacci timing sequence. It was another level of, I'd say, a leveled approach. As things drop down, you wouldn't want to lose this 25%. Now, we're not in here to lose money either. I want you guys to know, we're trading this heavily. You guys are too. We are getting a primer. You guys understand that we are getting a primer on trading, guys, for the group. It's been exciting. The ICOs are helping on the initial coin offerings. The initial listings for these coins are definitely helping, guys. I just love that fact. It's very exciting to have you guys involved in that on Gate. Pinned tweet in the deal, you guys. If you haven't signed up, go ahead and sign up because we had a huge phenomenal morning. Yeah, up to what was it, 10,000%, guys? I don't know what you got. I know you booked a positive trade, most likely. Congratulations on booking a positive trade. Not sure where you got in, etc. But that's the dynamic we're looking at right now, and we'll definitely talk about right now as JP Morgan gets involved at this level and says, yes, we're going to let our wealth management clients have access to cryptocurrency funds. What's the question? I've been telling you this the whole time. It's not just what you want to invest in, right? It's at what price. Understand, JP Morgan, in all likelihood, their most advanced divisions, I would imagine, have Fibonacci's. They have pricing targets. Okay, they are probably. I'm going to say, to the extent that they have an ownership-like interest in the space, guys. Okay, there are multiple. There's a lot of exposure you can get to cryptocurrency without formally saying we are holders of cryptocurrency. There's a lot of different ways we can go through that, but it's they in the ETFs, they've gotten into ETFs, they've gotten into different holding mechanisms. But as people trade it, etc., I believe there's an interest, and we've been talking about this for a while. This is crucial. We've been talking about when these corporations, please pay attention to this. When these corporations, when these big banks offer something to their clients, they're not going to want to say, in all likelihood, guys, unless it's a real measured approach from the back end, I wouldn't think that the president or CEO of a corporation of a company like JP Morgan is going to want to say, well, yes, we did. We went ahead and offered it to our clients and listen to this, guys, at 32,000. We went ahead and offered it at 32,150 to our wealth management clients. Oh, really? And then it went down to, you see, guys, no, there's going to be some dynamic in play unless there is a scheduled approach, guys, unless there's a scheduled technique to go in and acquire at lower levels for an additional pricing cycle. Why would they offer this to their clients now, guys? Why would they offer it to their clients? Is it to try and get a little bit of a better price within the overall understanding of the previous pricing cycles and dynamics to trade for profit with a limited amount of their portfolio? Potentially, to get a little bit of exposure to something that's a little more exciting. I know if people are asking me, 7 out of 10 people are asking me about the price of Bitcoin and whether or not it's a good play right now. Can you imagine the people that are asking, have been asking, yes, JP Morgan and the likes, the first big bank today to come out in favor of that for the wealth management clients. So that is guys, that's a monumental, that's a historical, a big bank to do. That's a historical day that we're able to achieve this. So I have gone through the diagnostics that would have lined up with other diagnostics I think JP Morgan would have done in January. They did some diagnostics to tell someone, the public, through CNBC, that it was probably the top and around that high in January of about 41,000. So I've done that to approach the issue in this historical moment where JP Morgan has gone ahead and said, yeah, we're a big bank and we're going to give it to our wealth management division. So not to be overly, not to be stiff shirt about it. That's not my intention. But as we look at where we're at right now, is that we have this descending triangle. We're within an overall downtrend. We have been in descending we've been in descending triangles before in previous price actions here. Guys, we have established these that they have pushed essentially. Any of these essentially you can establish a descending triangle. I want to pull up the moment in and around the 2017 to 18. I just want to show you what happened then. We did not have the institutional support that we have right now. A rough diagram here. We can go to the candles if we need to. You can see a descending triangle there, which really bottomed out and broke down. That's probably the clearest example of one. In 2000 and I'm going to say in 2019, just to understand the retracement dynamics, guys. I believe I'm certain of this. We hit into, what essentially was going to be somewhat of a constricting wedge here. Okay, we hit a constricting wedge, and we did, guys. A falling wedge like that is going to be bullish and want to break up. Sure enough, it did. It broke up, and then, guys, it didn't have these. Typically, I'll say a lot of the books will show a descending wedge, falling wedge, breaking clearly to the upside, guys. That's not always the case. Be careful of those, particularly in a retracement as you day trade, as you get involved in things, as you see these falling wedges. Now, the descending triangle, it's the descending line of resistance on the top and the flat bottom that defines that. This breakdown into that from 2017 down through 2018, that breakdown was expected, that pour down. Then as we get into that next peak, perfect along the Fibonacci time sequence, guys, is perfectly defined on the first instance in 2017, and it carries over brilliantly here to the 2019 peak, just right along this the blue indicated line. That is the Fibonacci time tool that I'm using right now. So we got into this falling wedge as a part of the retracement in 2019. The expected result, bam, to the upside. Not enough momentum. What happened, guys? It looks like we ran into what? Looks like we ran into a head and shoulders. Right? So we're always on top of this stuff, guys. We're going to be able to demarcate and continually go through these issues like this. Yeah, we got into a head and shoulder. We broke through to the downside. So and a big break to the downside once this aggregate. I think we can measure that. But guys, none of this is a mystery in terms of how we need to couch our approach or formulate our strategy to this. So as you hear people that are talking to you about investing in Bitcoin, I just want to encourage you guys, just, always tell them it's not financial advice, because I had breakfast next to a financial advisor and like 3 or 4 people in town. And it was just, it's a different world, guys. It's definitely, the one thing I heard was, well, let's go ahead, we'll put that on paper, we'll make it legal, and we'll go. And I was like, whoa. I was like, we're just investing for fun. We're having a good time. We're making profits. We're booking positive trades. Like, I always tell people, I don't want to talk to your wife. It's a family decision. Like something like that. That's why it's not financial advice. So understand that dynamic. I would encourage people to just tell them what you know about crypto. Be excited about it. Talk about SpaceX. Talk about the truth right now, because it is interesting. I'm always telling them also that we enter in at pricing targets. We're ready to deploy at any point in time, just like at these. And I bring this up for the formations that we were in. For instance, if you knew we were in a falling wedge here, okay, if you knew we were in a falling wedge, I might describe that to someone. I might show them in the book exactly where it is. Right? I might show them, this is actually the way this is going to work. Then in 2 weeks they'd be like, wow, that really worked. Like, yeah, that's what we do all day long. That's what we focus on. So, be prepared to share the information that you've learned while you're in the market. I think that's a nice. It's nice to be able to do that, guys. And I think the market needs that in terms of people who are informed about the market and people who are, I'd say, responsible in terms of deploying that knowledge. And we need to operate in that space with respect as much as possible. So I know you guys do that. I'm happy that you do it. So in terms of the top, you guys know we covered the top, the bull flag. We did that. The contraindication from what should have been this pivot point, the high. I understand getting caught on that, but not on missing this bull flag. Beautiful. This perfect Elliott wave formation here, this just nice rounded top, guys. You guys know we've covered that. Now we're down into this descending triangle again. What's interesting is that whereas in 2017 we had a descending triangle, what happened? It was a long drawn out descending triangle. What happened? Well, we poured down, guys, and we established a new base in along the line of the 200-week EMA. 200-week EMA is crucial, is beautiful. As you look at the 200-week EMA, get struck not one time, boom, but 2 times here again in 2020 and in March, bam, yet again. Okay, so that's going to be a crucial feature, guys. We look at the 200-week exponential moving average at the weekly 200-week exponential moving average, not a 200-day or 200-week. Okay, moving average, bam. Okay, worked into the reversal. Bam, worked into the reversal, into the next pricing cycle. Okay, each of these have been identified as a pricing cycle of Bitcoin. Okay, so that 200 weekly EMA has proven crucial. No one, I don't think anyone in a corporate environment is going to look at this scenario wherein it's been hit twice within the last pricing cycles, guys, and not use that as an absolute fallback last recourse, right? Or, potentially they may have more. They may be more conservative than that, depending upon what they're looking at. We are, I make sure that people are aggressively, engaged in the management of whatever they choose to, in terms of just inspiration, in terms of motivation. Make sure you're ready to deploy on either side, because I don't like when people come up to me. That's not financial advice. Just make sure you can run your accounts. I met a guy today that was locked out of his accounts. He forgot his password. I was like, oh man, you were locked out of your accounts. Always make sure you go through kind of a refresher with all of your information. Keep it together the best you can. I literally met a guy, he's a great guy today, and he talked about that he got locked out of his accounts. I'm like, man, and you just always make sure if he could talk to you, he would definitely be telling you guys, make sure you have your files in order. Make sure you have your passwords backed up. Make sure on all this stuff that you don't get locked out of your exchange, anything like that. And be ready to have some agility, guys, some agility to the upside to move if we do achieve a reversal. Okay, guys, if we establish a pattern. And what I was getting at, in terms of the potential, I couch it like that in terms of the overall preparedness, because I don't want it to be too strongly flavored in terms of like, well, he had a descending triangle here in 2017 to 18. I don't want to couch this too heavily, and not to be overly complicated, but as you understand that, we fell out of that one. This one we fell out of, we broke down, and we just jumped back up into it. Okay, so when I don't want to couch it too strongly, too bullishly, I'm going to differentiate it from the 2017 to 18. Guys, I'm going to differentiate it from this descending triangle here, where we literally just collapsed on out of the end of it, guys. It was literally just, it was over, right? So as we differentiated it, I'm going to bring up to you the fact that, I don't want to be overly bullish, so I throw in some additional commentary, some preparedness, etc., overall for your passwords, etc., making sure that you guys are plugged in with your passwords, plugged in with your accounts, your structure is solid in terms of if you're on an exchange that likes to shut down. No, guys. I cannot stand when people lose money because their exchange shuts down. Don't get locked out of your account as well. So as we do consider this descending triangle, what's the key feature in the distinguishment? Well, this one we jump back up into it, guys. We had a problem, like we had a descending triangle like in 2017 to 18, right? Clearly on your screen, right, during that retracement. Yeah, we did. Now we had one as well, and what happened? Well, I don't know. We did break down from it, and what happened? Well, we just jumped back up into it. That's an interesting, guys, that's an interesting phenomenon, an interesting distinction to not overplay in terms of anything that could be bullish. But guys, someone is just right here and just saying, well, why don't we just throw this right back up in here? Very dangerous time to be involved in options, guys. If you were involved in options, throughout the entirety of this, I know a lot of people that got burned, not personally, but a lot of people. Interesting. I don't know any people that got burned personally at all. Okay, on options. I know people by reputation on the internet, etc., that I see that I'm just like they just got smoked on that, and it just continually happens. So these fallouts have become very. I'd say this. They have become very indicative of me knowing that there is some play in this market to take people's options away. Most people think they're going to get involved in options. They're going to have huge returns. It's going to be this phenomenal event, and guys, they are just getting killed right and left. Look at this. It's just like. It went back up. So as we look at that represents a strength here as we look at the differentiation between 2017 and 18 descending triangle of what we have right now. We poured out of this. We've jumped back up into it. So I'm going to give it a good look, and we're going to be laser focused on this, guys. I do wear the shades because, guys, when I wear the shades, we get the laser eyes. Just so you know, on the pictures, etc., we get the laser eyes in here. So that's why I wear them. All right, that's the reason. I just think it's kind of fun. So as we do that, we appreciate Elon putting his shades on too. Hey, what's up? After we went live with shades and he put his on, I was like, that's cool. That's all right. We're going to keep the shades on. So it is almost summertime too. I hope you guys are planning good vacations, etc. We always want that overall life dynamic. Eat well, sleep well. Make sure you invest in those relationships too, not just in the market. Invest in those relationships too. That's what makes investing worthwhile. So as we look at this, guys, with the corporate news, okay, and now this move preceded the corporate news. You understand that this was not the news. Everybody, wanted to look at we have to watch the news event. We have to. You didn't take the news event to jump back up into your descending triangle. No. So we'll take the highlight reel. We'll discuss it, how exciting it may be in terms of the news. But show me the technicals. The technicals beat the news on the entirety of this. No problem. Yeah, the technicals were beautiful on this. We got to, this how we caught this as a group, this ascending triangle at the bottom of the 5 minute. We'll review it just one more second real quickly because it's a beautiful demonstration of how detailed you guys are and how prepared We are at all times, guys. You could run a full floor of traders, etc. You might have 3 or 4 or 5 of them that say, okay, yeah, we're on it, because you're going to have to watch this like incessantly, guys. Look at this. You're going to have to be tuned in like this, like I was given this exact thing, the ascending triangle. Hey, you guys, pay attention. Hello, we broke out of it. Hey, you guys paying attention? What do we need? Breakout, confirmation, previous resistance turns into support. We need some momentum. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, so as we look at that, that's how plugged in we are as a group, and I know that you guys enjoy being that plugged in. It's exciting to me to know people who are that plugged in. It registers. You're like, yes, that's right, because not everybody's doing that, guys. Not everyone has a back room full of people in VIP standard level, and it's a joy for me to be able to be involved with you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys really understand that. And what do we have here? What do we have here? We have Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Nice to see you, Carlos. Just want to shout out to Carlos. Anyone who has been a while, understand, guys, we're on a trek here. We're on like a 6 to 12-month trek. I'm going to tell you that. It may be a long road trip. We know exactly where we're going. The more fun we have on this road trip, I'm going to tell you, guys, the quicker it's going to go by, the more trades we have, the more positive energy we have flowing in this community, the more involvement we have. When you guys feel like you can just check back in anytime and say, you know what, we're going to check back in because they're having fun and they're killing the market, and we want to be a part of that. Whoever you are, honestly, whoever you are, that's what we invite. We do not, it's exclusive to the extent that, like, we exclusively do not discriminate against anybody, guys. We are a good group. It doesn't matter if you're blue collar to white collar. We want you to help catch this with us. I want you to be involved in the back rooms with us when we catch this move. And you're like, of course you want to, I mean, everybody wants to catch that move, but, you know, if you're doing it solo, if you're literally on your own, guys, out there, it's a little difficult, right? If you're trying to find the next stream with the next, answer or not, guys, I think we're the most advanced in terms of technologically, in terms of our equipment and in terms of the group dynamic. It's just a good group dynamic, guys. Really, really strong, solid fundamentals. And it does surprise you. We'll have we'll have some of the strongest guys are electricians in terms of technical charts. Some of the strongest guys are just business owners with a few delis or something else. The guys, they're the ones with the business skills and acumen to be able to deploy it. They're the ones most excited about this market, and they provide a lot of the biggest levels of energy. So as we look at this dip, this was a big dip down. Understand, ate the shorts up, and it's a differentiation from 2017 to 18. This threw us back up into this descending triangle. So I'm going to show a sign of strength. Yo, what's up? Yeah, strength with SpaceX and with and the interesting thing is, did we really need that good news? Because everyone wants to watch the live stream, everybody talking about it. Do we need the good news? I don't know. It fulfills our technicals. The most interesting thing, it fulfills our technicals. Well, I guess of course there's going to be good news, but the technicals preceded the news. Understand that technical preceded that news. Okay, and we all knew, guys. I'm going to tell you, we all knew for a fact that Elon and Dorsey were going to the convention, the B word, Bitcoin. Correct. Okay. Now, in terms of preceding the move from J.P. Morgan, I tell you, somebody cranked in some money here. Somebody got in this market, so here, bam, and hit a button, a big button, guys. That's a big move. You guys know that? That's a big that's a big adjustment in the market capitalization. We can measure it out, and I will later for the VIPs. Not exclusively, it'll just take me some time here, so it'll be a little boring if I do it now. In terms of the strength that this shows, I just I want you to look at this as a bullish move was just in play. We just capitalized on it. We just noticed it amidst a heavy retracement. We immediately dialed into it as a group. We were able to trade it. That's what we do. We don't accept anything else, guys. I'm not going to be satisfied unless we do this, not just on Bitcoin, also in your alts, etc. I know you get more volatility in your alts. I know you're excited about that. Guys, we review hundreds of coins. You guys understand that? We do. I do. I reviewed 200 this morning. Okay, in the midst of in between trading Bitcoin, etc. After the ICO, the new listing. Okay, phenomenal gains, guys. Way to go this morning. In terms of just if you booked a positive trade, congratulations. And a great practice, guys. For just great, unbelievable day trading practice. You have to admit, you get volatility of 1x, 2x, 10x, 100x, whatever you get in the first 2 minutes. Hello, you guys paying attention? Yeah, you don't get those moments. You tell someone like, what? Yeah, that's the level of volatility. Remember, set your prices, guys. You tell them what you want to pay. Okay, if you can do that as the market maker, it's a big deal. So as we jump back up into this, guys, we preceded the news. Very exciting. And I'm just looking, guys, I'm looking at every nuance. I'm looking at every move. I'm dug into, and I want you guys to be dug in as well. Because, guys, if you're on the micro, I don't understand how you're going to miss it. I just don't think you're going to miss it, guys. As you know, we've been on this all day long. We're playing every fake out just right and left. Bam, 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 bam. Different time frames. It's just what we're doing. So as we look at this, guys, just continue to do what you do best. And guys, I want you to rely on Angel. I want you to rely on him in the back. If you're not a member of VIP, I want you to join because I want you to be around some winners. And not that are just on board now. I'm talking about some heavy hitting winners, guys with big hearts in for crypto and helping other people. Our biggest goal is to try and help change your life if we can financially, to bring that emotion and that excitement to you and that knowledge that you can do it. Okay, and amidst all of this, it doesn't sound. We don't need a pep rally. I understand that. You need technicals. We just went through the technicals. If you didn't hear them, you need to go back and watch the beginning of this stream because they were on. I guarantee you they were on. Probably more. I mean, this is one of the best streams I think we've done in the immediate wake of JP Morgan saying yes, okay. They're going to accept it for their wealth management clients. Offer Bitcoin fund, opportunities to their cryptocurrency fund opportunities to their clients, the wealth management clients. Huge day. Okay, on the tail end, guys, on the tail end of SpaceX, one more time, tail end of SpaceX saying yes, we have Bitcoin, multi-planetary, interplanetary, company. They're into the crypto space. I think right now is an excellent time to buy Bitcoin. Me personally, based upon my discussions, I think it would be a phenomenal time to buy it if we could achieve lower prices. It's a good time to buy it right now. I think it would be a phenomenal opportunity for us to be able to, and everyone would say, well, we all love lower Bitcoin, right? So in terms of this slide effect, guys, I drew this slide down, and I let that out to some people, and that slide is still in effect. Nothing has changed. I will bring up one more issue, though. We have since then, what has changed? We have someone who just kicked in and gave an uppercut to it. I have to give credit to that, and who kicked us back up into the descending triangle. So that nothing has changed. I have to say, as a matter of fact, JP Morgan's changed, SpaceX has changed. The Elon Dorsey, we kind of anticipated that, but there's some positive news. If we can build on this, and the public sentiment and the corporate sentiment continues to hammer into this, I'm getting it everywhere I go, guys. You must be too, to some degree. A little bit of caution, a little bit of interest, not really maybe wanting to go in all heavy. Some people got in at the top. A lot of people, some sophisticated people, some good traders, wealth management advisors, etc. Literally, they're saying, well, I got in a little bit, too high. They're ready to double down at lower levels. They're already talking about it. They've already discussed it. So that's going to be the crux here. When you look at something with JP Morgan, how sly are they going to be on the flip side? Are they going to be on the phone? Well, Mr. Robertson, I have to tell you, it's at a nice price now. We have a target below. Now, if they were to say something like that, who would they sound like? They'd sound like you. Right? And they'd sound like me all the time. So we'll play that dynamic with them. I'll tell you what won't be beat are the chart formations, okay? Along with the confirmations, okay? Along with the confirmations, which are all those technicals that you guys know that we focus on so much. We did not miss this move back, this bounce back up into the descending triangle. That is a big 5-star move from us. The fact that we were on that move, I don't think anybody was on that move, guys. Do you think anybody was? Nobody was. And true, God literally, as my witness, you guys know this, literally, you guys know we were on that. You had the opportunity to compare it with a bull flag that didn't look so great, right? So we were right there waiting for a breakout. Hey, we got it in confirmation, boom, to the upside. So, guys, that's what we want to do the whole way, whether or not it's on a move to the upside or a move to the downside, guys. And we know we can do that. How exciting, huh? So we definitely appreciate you, Angel, for reconfirming that. And it's just, it is a pleasure to be with you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off. I'm going to tell you guys you rocked the house. Angel, I want to talk to you later. All of you guys in the VIP, get excited about this. Get in the back room. Start working on these charts. Start working on this stuff. Crack your knuckles out on the lower time frames. Make sure you power into this stuff. Don't miss a move to the downside or the upside. Make sure with your stop loss orders, you're sitting there with a trigger price and selling right underneath that. Make sure it floats out of the market. Don't get overexposed at any higher price. That's always your mantra. That's always your strategy. I love it. And always the heavy cash reserves. You guys are in the big boy club now with the wealth management, groups that are going to start saying, well, the highbrow people are going to start having this access to it, right? So it's going to be exciting that you guys already know this space better than probably the brokers, but literally better than the brokers who are sitting there in the wealth management division, and not knowing how to trade this stuff. You guys are miles ahead of them. So it's exciting that we've built that dynamic. I do believe we are the strongest group of traders that are out there, and I am excited about that. I want to build on it. And what do they know about us? We want to book a positive trade, right? We're not going to miss a detail, guys. So let's go get them. Let's not just talk. Let's hammer through this. Let's get in the back rooms. You guys go get them. I'm so excited about you guys, for SpaceX, for Elon, for Tesla, for Dorsey, for JP Morgan, for all the big banks looking at just clawing into this market. Let's roll. We can teach them a thing or two. Maybe not everything, but maybe a thing or two. And I'm sure they have a few things for us as well. So you guys, hopefully in the back rooms, we got BlackRock and JP Morgan. So yeah, we had an interesting time today. It's blue collar to white collar, guys. It's all different kinds. Shout out to the U.S. military. I'm sitting here with a member of the U.S. Coast Guard, former U.S. Coast Guard, and from our guys out in Germany, U.S. Air Force, to Texas, loud and proud, Fort Bliss, to Korea, what's up, Army, to all you guys, to my brother, what's going on with Big H, one of my best friends, if not my best friend in town, and that's saying a lot. Big H, former U.S. Navy SEAL commander. Big H, how are you, brother? Much love, and we miss you here. You know that, so don't make us come find you. I know you're into tracking. Don't make us come find you. But you guys, a lot of good traders. We're having